This is the sound of the Third Rock Theater of the Air, putting the odd in broadcast signal intrusion.
Everyone will get their 15 minutes of fame. This is not a quote, nor merely an observation. It is a requirement. You will get your 15 minutes of fame at whatever cost is necessary. This isn't quite as scary as it sounds. In fact, you'll find the costs can be quite reasonable. There are lots and lots of ways you can achieve your 15-minute quota of fame. Sell your body to strangers, for example. I hear that one can be quite profitable. Record yourself cementing your head inside of a toaster oven. Spark international panic through a radio broadcast. Do whatever works for you, just so long as it gets you on stage and lasts no more than 15 minutes. We have a lot of acts to get through today, so hello? Hey, you! Yes, you! Who else would I be talking to? Yes, this is real, which makes it really unprofessional for you to go spacing out on me like that. I don't always get the chance to do this spiel beforehand, you know. Now, once your ascension begins, you're going to want to keep your body upright, your appendages tucked at your sides, and your head back to avoid being... Oh boy. It's showtime. I hope, for your sake, that you actually caught some of the words I was throwing at you. Because this is the Third Rock Theater of the Air, and you are up!
That's it! Thank you for completing our pre-program questionnaire and procedure. Now, since your responses and the results of your blood test both indicate that you are
human,
we have a short onboarding tape that we'd like for you to listen to. Please enjoy a warm welcome from the voice of our show, the one and
Hello there. I'm going to tell you a story. A story about you. Doesn't that sound nice? A story about you. Everybody likes to hear about themselves. Everybody likes to feel special, right? And you are very, very special. Do you know why? That's okay. You will soon, and so will everyone else. You must be feeling scared right now. You might be feeling a bit lost, a bit confused. You might find yourself struggling to recall how you wound up in a place like this. Maybe you are actively recalling exactly how you wound up here in horrific detail. Rest assured that all of these thoughts and feelings are completely natural and non-compulsory. The only feeling that is required is that you feel scared. You must be feeling scared. Fear is good. Fear is natural. In fact, it is the most natural. That kick of cortisol and adrenaline coursing through your veins is like an organic preservative for your baser instincts. It keeps you listening, keeps you reacting, keeps your material fresh. Your ancestors evolved the embalming embrace of fear to protect themselves from the wolf and lion. And so, you would be wise to preserve that fear inside you Because in a moment, you'll be in the lion's den. But we are not afraid. We know that you will not disappoint. You've got something special inside you that needs to be shared with the whole universe. And we know they're going to eat you up. Falling. Then a sudden stop. Your head reels. A cacophony of unfamiliar sounds and voices assault you from all sides. You blink your eyes, blinded under the scorching glare of bright lights. But slowly, things come into focus. You are sitting on a sofa in the middle of a soundstage, dressed for some sort of bizarre radio show? Above you, a series of stage lights illuminate your every flaw and angle. Across the stage, a man in a tan suit. Both are beaming at you.
Well?
Says the man in the tan suit, as he gives you an expectant look. You glance around, dumbstruck and disoriented.
What? Do I have something in my teeth?
Laughter. You suddenly become aware of the many additional eyes watching you.
Go on. It wasn't a trick question, I promise.
The man in the tan suit, presumably the host, turns to face you. He is neither tall nor short, neither thin nor fat. His garments are clean and look as if they just came out from under the press of an iron. He gives you a patient smile, with teeth like ivory keys, straight and white and perfectly abundant.
Boy, if this one's stumping you, we are going to have a long day ahead of us. Do you need me to repeat the question? I asked you, what is your name?
Your name. You let out a sigh of relief. Your name, that at least you can handle. But slowly, that relief gives way to confusion. What is your name? Confusion gives way to panic. Your name. You cannot remember your own name. Your breathing becomes lighter, faster. You open your mouth as if to speak, but can only muster a series of hoarse, impotent wheezes.
Oh. A bit choked up, are we? That's to be expected. It can be quite an emotional thing to finally find yourself standing in the Third Rock Theater. I'll never forget the awe I felt the first moment I stood here. Go ahead, take as much time as you need. As long as it's less than 15 minutes, of course.
Third Rock Theater. The name rings a bell. You feel like you've heard it somewhere before, but why? What were you to this place? Were you a listener? An employee? A spy? A saboteur? You wish you could recall.
Then again, I wouldn't take too long to process things if I were you. After all, my lovely radio audience and I are quite eager to hear you perform today. I trust you've prepared something to show us. Right?
Oh, God. A performer. That is much worse.
Oh, of course you have. Now, shall I ask again? What is your name?
You try to scream, try to protest, try to tell him that there's been some kind of mistake, that you can't remember who you are. But the words simply won't come out.
Oh! I get it. You're some kind of silent act, right? A mime, perchance? Say no more. I don't think that'll read particularly well on an audio-only program, but then again, they don't pay me to think, now do they? So let's just jump right into things. I'm sure the audience won't mind, will you folks? Well, that settles it.
Get up there and show us what you've got.
With the press of a button, you are ejected up from your seat and onto your feet.
One more time, let's give a warm round of applause for you.
You watch a trio of bronze mechanical arms lower from the ceiling, each with their own vintage ribbon microphone glinting from articulate, human-like fingers. They angle their mics towards you. You. All eyes are on you. A smell like burning copper fills your nostrils. You squint and try to get a look at the audience. Rows and rows of people packed into bleacher seating. Only, are they people? Your eyes can't make out many details, but they look thin, right? Flat, like the facades of many cardboard cutouts. Each silhouette possesses a perfectly spherical head, with limbs and torsos that vary wildly in length and... Wait, did one of them just move? You decide it's probably better to look someplace else. But you can't. Your tongue goes numb and your legs grow rigid. You are paralyzed, trapped in the merciless, many-eyed gaze of the public. Every breath, every stutter, every dry-lipped crackle is exaggerated and magnified for all to hear. You are afraid. And indeed, your fear preserves you. Because deep down you know that though you are afraid, you cannot show them. You can never show them. Keep calm, as if this is all part of the act. You open your mouth as if to speak. You rack your brain to think of something to say or do. A traitorous bead of sweat slides down your forehead. One last time, you open your mouth to speak, to say the one thing you most want to say. Please, help me. But nothing comes out. Suddenly, the host comes rushing out from his desk and leans over with a hush.
What the heck are you doing? This better not be some of that avant-garde crap, because
He pauses, stepping in front to get a better look at you. A momentary shield from the blistering lights and hungry eyes. Then he recovers, miming a facepalm to his audience.
Oh my stars, listeners! I'm practically kicking myself for not noticing this sooner, but our friend here has gone and lost their voice. How uncourteous of me. I apologize. Why don't we give them some time to rest backstage, And while we're at it, we can hear a few words from tonight's sponsors. When we come back, a special interview with No Hands Nemo, the Amazing Juggling Tapeworm.
House lights flicker up. You quickly turn back to the bleachers to find nothing but empty seats. The host turns back to you, looking displeased.
Cheese and crackers, pal, what the heck was that? I mean, talk about unprofessional. At first, I couldn't believe that you'd switch up your act and drop the mime bomb on me like that. But then it turns out you actually went and lost your voice on the day of show? Priceless. You're lucky that I stepped in and saved you like I did, because if the big guy... Can you at least give me something to call you other than you?
You pause, then shake your head.
What? No. What do you mean, no? You... Oh. Oh, no. You've gone and lost more than just your voice, haven't you?
As if on cue, your headache comes to a steep crescendo. You reach up reflexively and feel a large, painful welt against your skull.
Good grief. What part of keep your body upright and your head back don't you understand? All right. We've got a few minutes until we're back from break. And then I have a couple other acts to do. During which I need you to go back there and pull yourself together before you're needed back on stage. You got that? If you've lost your voice, you need to go and find it. There. It's going to be all right. I can see that you're upset, but you must understand. In reality, it doesn't matter how or why you ended up on this station. What matters is that the big guy needs material, and you're gonna have to give it to him. Because if you don't, if you go and have an outburst like the one you just had, well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Now, I'm going to put you together with our station intern, Mac. She'll help sort you out while I'm busy hosting the show.
The host walks over to pull an antique telephone handset from the wall.
Hello? Mac, can you hear me? Hello, Earth to Mac. MIA again? Why isn't she ever around when I need her? Well, pal, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The bad news is I can't get a hold of Mac. Since good help is so hard to come by these days, it looks like you're going to have to walk around the backstage corridors and find her yourself. Oh, right. The good news was for me, not for you. Sorry, I should have been more specific. She'll help you from here on out. If I were you, I'd start with the break room. Heaven knows she's basically claimed it for herself. It's not too far from here. You can't miss it.
The man checks his wrist.
Yeesh. That time already?
He isn't wearing a watch.
Apologies, but I really have to get back to my post. No Hands Nemo is on his way down, and between you and me, he's actually, ironically, a real handful. But hey, hope you get well soon. Bring me back an act that'll really kill, you hear? Toodles!
As quickly as he came, the host spins on his heels and leaves you alone backstage. You realize he never gave you his name. You still cannot remember yours. You look to the dimly lit corridor in front of you, leading deeper and deeper into this cold and alien facility. You steel yourself and begin walking, venturing forward while there is still time for commercials. Forward, forward, left, forward. The maze-like corridors of brass and steel go ever forward, forward, left, forward. Already it's been 5, maybe 10 minutes since you left the stage, and still you found no sign of the break room. Or Mac, whoever they are. You did stumble upon what to your mind appeared as a dressing room. Every surface from floor to ceiling lined with mirrors. In your reflection, you found a familiar stranger. They were just like you, but paler, with bags under their eyes and a lump on their skull. You were hesitant to ask about the pencil-thin scar just above their brow, or the one cut across the front of their throat. So you kept walking. You come across another branch in the path, a T-shaped junction, offering up the tantalizing choice between one featureless hallway on the left and another featureless hallway on the right. You decide on the latter. Forward, forward, left, forward, right. Step by step, the mental list expands. Forward, forward, left, forward, right, left. The ache in your head rises as you try to remember the road you took to get here. Many times you are forced to pause as that surge of pain seizes you, accompanied by the same burning scent like frying wires. Your vision clouds. Something moves in the corner of your eye. Then the moment passes. This is ridiculous. You decide to return the way you came. Maybe then you can at least confront the host and demand his help this time. Forward, forward, left, forward, right, left, But after minutes of walking, you do not find yourself back at the stage. Shh! Did you hear that? There it was again. A footfall at the end of the empty corridor. Someone is following you. You're sure of it. This Mac, perchance? The dry tang of adrenaline in your mouth says otherwise. You decide to keep moving. This place has to end at some point. It has to. With no other means of orienting yourself, you decide to just keep walking. To walk in a straight line until the line ends, and you come to one end of this place. And so, you walk, and walk, and walk, and walk, until the passage of time is made meaningless, ignoring any wandering turns or obstinate doors, ignoring the incessant hum of fluorescence overhead, ignoring the pain that pulses with each belabored step, ignoring the fading hope, the rising dread at the realization that the end, promised by the distant convergence of parallel geometry, is never coming. That you are lost, truly lost, trapped in a maze with no exit, a nightmare with no salvation. And salvation does not arrive. Instead, you come across yet another junction in the path, a four-way intersection this time. And for a moment, your heart is lifted, because hanging above the intersection are a series of directional signs. That joy vanishes, however, once you are close enough to read them. You do not recognize the language, a series of gelid, violent characters forged from sharp, alien shapes. They seem hostile, as if the words could somehow not only know you, but loathe you. Thankfully, perhaps, most of them are not legible, because scrawled in black fluid over each sign are the words, "No road goes unwatched." Then, in the silence, you hear something. An unmistakable footstep somewhere far behind you. You whirl around to scan your surroundings. Far away, you see a dark, vaguely humanoid shape crouching low to the floor. You freeze instinctually. For a moment, you debate the idea of trying to say something before you are scolded by the growing sting in your throat. So, instead, you wave cautiously at the creature. If the creature grasped your greeting, it does not show it. Instead, having realized that its own game is up, it begins to slowly and silently rise from prone, until it stands at its full height, slim and wiry. You stand there for a moment, two strangers at an impasse. Then, without warning, the creature launches into a sprint, heading straight towards you. Terror grips your heart, and you run. You take off in a random direction, leaving the world a blur of sheet metal and fluorescent glare. Your head throbs. Your chest heaves. There is no time for sense now. No room for navigation. There is only the primal instinct of a prey pursued by its predator. You turn a corner, then another, but no matter how fast you run, the sound of your pursuer is always closer than before. Then, as your chase carries on, something else makes its presence known. A thunderous sound rises up from the very walls that surround you, the distant roar of a creature neither organic nor mechanical. The ceiling lights flicker and fizzle, leaving you to flee through patches of pure darkness. Even so, you can still hear the hunter's steps echoing through the black. It is now closing the distance, enough for you to hear its haggard breathing just behind you. Your head begins to feel faint. You don't know how much further you can go. The behemoth cries out again. The fury and power in its voice seems to shake the very floor under your feet. No, not merely that. The floor under your feet is moving. You stumble as the corridor lurches to life, the entire hallway knocked out of alignment. White steam bursts from the place where it decouples, warding off the predator in a scalding smoke screen. Finally, a lurching motion sends you to your knees. You look and realize with astonishment that, though you've stopped running, you are still moving. The entire 100-foot section of corridor you occupy is being lifted, slowly raised by unseen mechanisms. You stagger to your feet, safe from the hunter and the darkness you leave behind. Yet as you drag yourself to the edge of that precipice, you behold something far more terrible. What you see is an impossibility. An immense void of artifice, like the hollowed core of a dark planet. It bellows with a ceaseless industrial hum, the resonation of a steel titan's chest cavity. And within, the invisible hands of the titan obsessively arrange and rearrange its own guts, a nexus of pipes and corridors weaving and separating and integrating in senseless configurations. The weave goes on, extending out past the point of your sight, and yet filling barely a fraction of the chamber's total volume. Far above, massive spotlights cast luminous pillars down into the dark, a grid of synthetic sunbeams where the slithering pipes cross to and fro like eels in the abyss. If it has a bottom, no mortal eyes have lived to see it. You stand in awe of this hollow, drinking in more and more of it as you slowly ascend. But fatigue and terror shall take their course, especially where the air grows thin. Black spots spread from the abyss to cloud your vision as you slip into unconsciousness.
Hey, dude, wake up. Stay with me. Ah, shit.
Another hiss of steam stirs you from your nightmare. One of endless halls and shadowy figures and smiles too bright and too wide to be human. Then, the migraine slowly returns, and with it, the cruel realization that your dream was reality all along. As you get up, you touch your temples and feel fresh bandages dressed around your head.
Finally, you're awake. I was worried you died on me for a minute, which would have been pretty bad for both of us.
Across the room, a young woman turns around to face you. She is short and lithe, wearing torn black jeans and a white tank top. A denim jacket is tied loosely around her waist. One side of her hair is buzzed short, the other side hangs over her face, a brunette gradient that fades at the tips to what could have once been considered the color purple. She quickly walks toward you with something in hand.
Whoa, take it easy. It's just tea, I swear. Figured you could use a little pick-me-up. I'm more of a coffee guy myself, but Mike hoards it all somewhere I can't find. Bet if you're hungry, I've got some snacks here too.
The room is unremarkable. Beige walls set with plastic tables and chairs, a refrigerator, a dusty coffee maker, a potted plant. One of the tables has been pushed into a corner as a makeshift desk, upon which sits a vague mass covered by a tarp. There is also a large vending machine that has been toppled in front of the main door, its pane shattered with bits of glass still clinging around the edges like broken teeth.
Don't ask about the thing under the tarp. I know you weren't going to ask, which is good, because I'm not going to tell you. Personal project, nothing that concerns you. Now, before we begin...
She brandishes a lead pipe.
You are human, right?
You nod slowly.
Oh, thank God. Oh, sorry, but you really can't be too careful around here. Okay, so, my boss filled me in on the details over the phone. To make things a little easier here, I brought you these.
She passes you a notepad and a cup full of ballpoint pens.
Now, let's get the basics out of the way. I'm Mac, but you probably already guessed that. And I want you to know that I know exactly what you're going through. All right, I told you my name. What's yours?
In a shaky hand, you scrawl out the words, I don't know.
Shit, right. Amnesia. That really sucks, dude. I'm so sorry.
But before she can finish, you've already begun writing your next message. Where am I? In all caps.
Right. So they call this place the Third Rock Theater of the Air. It's sort of like this radio show, but it's actually a really big spaceship. Like, really big, actually. You probably got sucked up by accident like I did.
A spaceship. Fragments are coming back to you now. Little pieces of a life that claims to be yours. A dream. A contract. A thrumming overhead. A voice on the radio.
Are you gonna eat those chips?
You shoot her a look.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit excited, if you can't tell. It's been a really long time since I've talked to a person, like a normal person. You have no idea how much of a win this is for me.
You return to the notepad. What about the man in the suit?
Who, Mike? Absolutely not. That's my boss. And he is anything but normal. In fact, he's completely insane. Charming, I guess, and harmless, mostly. But insane.
A sour flavor rises in the back of your throat. You write, his voice is in my head.
Oh man, tell me about it. I feel like even now I can hear his annoying voice nagging at me or making some terrible pun.
No, you write. I can hear his voice in my head. I've been seeing things too, hearing things. I think I'm going crazy.
Wait, what? That's...
For a moment, she reassesses the distance between you. But then, the moment passes.
Look, if I were you, I'd try to just ignore that shit. A lot of really weird stuff happens around here all the time. Like time. Actually, that's a great example. So time, right? I have no idea how long I've been trapped in this place. Technically, I think I've only spent 5 or so nights here, but it feels like I've been here much, much longer. Maybe a few months. I don't know. Mike once told me that time doesn't really work the way it should here. Well, actually, I think he was talking about clocks. And he was like, Mac, clocks really tick me off. Why would I ever want to keep track of time when time doesn't have the decency to exist? Then he said the tick me off thing like 2 more fucking times because he thought I didn't hear him.
You underline the words, how do I get out of here?
Sorry. Okay, so, it's not Mike that's keeping you here. It's his boss. The big guy. Same guy who's keeping me here. The only way he'll let you leave is if you do the thing you came here to do. You need to entertain him. That's how I survived when I was in your shoes. Perform something for him, and if he likes it, he should let you go.
Then, why are you still here?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but... And this is just a hunch. But I think it's different for me. I was never even supposed to be here. You were, even if you can't remember that. So I think that if you can impress the big guy, he'll let you go. As for me, I don't plan on sticking around either. That's where you come in.
She leans in closer.
I've got a plan to get us both out of this crazy place. But to do that, I'm going to need your help. So, you in?
You deserve a break, dear listeners. And not just one for commercials. I'd wager all of us could use a vacation. But tourist traps have sprung all across the country, and between you and me, you really don't want to be flying anywhere anytime soon. Still, you need a place to take some time and really get away from it all. So why not plan your next getaway with Novidson's Timeshares? Novidson's Timeshares have convenient locations for everyone. Simply book your week, pack a suitcase, locate the door in your grandmother's attic that has not and will not ever exist, and step into the vacation of your dreams. There's no telling in what wonderland you and the family will find yourselves, or if the family will arrive in the same wonderland as you. So be sure to become familiar with your amenities. Some expeditioners report flooded shopping malls with high mosaic archways spreading out into the dark. Another reported the floor plan of their own home, indistinguishable from how they left it, but without any doors or windows, and the carpet replaced with terracotta tile. That one in particular then proceeded to gush at length over the complete lack of noisy neighbors. And that the kitchen came stocked with a fruit basket. Sounds like one happy customer to me. And that's not all. The worst part of any vacation is when it must come to an end. I won't spoil the surprise, dear listeners, but when you book a trip with Novidson's Timeshares, well, at least those mouth breathers in corporate will never find you here. So kick back, relax, and enjoy your extended time off. Because with Novidson's Timeshares, just 1 week can last a lifetime.
Okay, so singing and speaking are non-starters, juggling was a no-go, you can't remember if you play any instruments, and you absolutely don't want to know where the bassoon's been. Mike already vetoed miming, and that doesn't exactly leave us with a whole lot of options.
The break room has been converted into a green room, as Mac brainstorms dozens of different acts you could perform. Little progress has been made, and nervous energy gnaws at your insides. Mac squats down next to the broken vending machine and gestures to you with her head.
Give me a hand with this, would ya? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thanks. How's the tea? Is it doing anything?
You take another sip of the lukewarm, murky beverage Mac provided you. A liquid, almost, but not quite, completely unlike tea. It leaves a decaying taste in your mouth, like petrified wood. Still, it brings some relief to the burning in your throat.
Oh, great. Hopefully that does the trick, because we're really out of other options. Now, assuming you survive and you get back to Earth, don't forget about the letters. White for my family in Washington, black for my friends in New York. Just go to whichever one's closer.
You nod, trying to drown your fear in more tea.
Killer. Thank you again. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do to help you.
You pause, then grab the notepad and write, "Someone chased me in the hallway before. Will they attack us again?"
What? There's no one around here except you, me, and Mike. Sometimes Wilhelm. You're probably just seeing things. Now, come on.
With Mac's guidance, you have an easier time navigating the maze of metal hallways. She seems less confident at a couple places, but still, you find your way back to the soundstage just in time.
One more time, let's hear it for the New Jersey Devils!
Well, we're here. You've still got the letters, right? Good. How's your voice doing? Okay. Hey, that's progress, right? See, you'll be better in no time.
Now, for our final act this evening, we are checking in with our misfortunate mute from before, who I've decided to go ahead and call the Mystery Act.
Nice one, Mike. Remember, even if your voice doesn't come back, the big guy loves spontaneity. If all else fails, throw chairs, smash tables, do whatever you need to do to claw your freedom back. You read me?
Your mind pulses, your stomach churns, shapeless things shiver in the corners of your vision.
Don't be afraid to do something crazy. You can do this. Don't forget the tea. Once you get out of here, just don't forget about me either, okay? Good luck.
And so, teacup still in hand, you emerge onto the stage and are greeted by a torrential downpour of artificial applause. You take another lubricating sip to cover the scent of metal. The host rambles on, but you are not listening. You are too busy staring at the people. No, not people. Whatever those things are in the audience, they are not people. They gnash their not teeth. They lick their non-lips. Their non-forms flicker in and out of your view like shadows in candlelight, leering at you with predatory anticipation. Maybe they are not real. Maybe they are. But right now, you do not care. For the first time since you arrived, you feel an inner strength within. Something dormant is finally waking up. With a deep breath, you approach the microphone, open your mouth, and speak.
My name is... Huh? What? My voice...
No. This cannot be right. That was not your voice just now, was it? No. No, of course not. Of course not. Because that sounded like...
You.
I beg your pardon?
It was him. Mike. The host. The man in the tan suit. The voice on the radio. The voice in your head.
What did you do to me?
Me? What are you That's my...
He brought you here. He stole your voice, scooped you out, replaced you with something else. Or nothing at all.
Say, now that you can talk, you wouldn't happen to remember how you cut that scar on your neck, would you?
Look at him. Even now he plays the fool. Even now he is smiling. How could he not notice that your voices are the same? He can barely hide his glee, seeing you reduced to such a helpless wretch. And it hurts all the more, because even in this moment you are afraid. But you are not uncertain, are you? You are no longer confused. Your head that has not stopped pulsing, aching, screaming since you arrived. It is screaming louder now than ever before, and the words have never been clearer. The path has never been clearer.
No, I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding here. If we just...
He took something from you that you can never get back. But if this is where it ends, if he took your voice, it only seems right to return the favor. You break the teacup and...
did you do?
But as you bask in the moment of your triumph, the voice returns.
Oh my god.
You watch in abject horror as the host's body bends and flexes before being pulled to its feet like a puppet on a string.
Oh, yes! That was sensational!
He takes a few shaky steps, clutching the fresh opening across his neck. Something metal shines behind it.
What a performance! I have never, ever seen such madness and rage so perfectly captured in all my many years of hosting this program. Keep the love coming, folks.
The mug slips from your grasp, leaking a pool of black ichor. Horrified, Mac looks at you, but you cannot return her gaze. Your arms hang limply at your side, as your mind fails to process all that has happened. It is all too much. You stare off into the middle distance. Your mind feels numb, and in that numbness, it preserves you. No more pain, no more fear, no more anything. You are finally broken, finally free.
Oh man. Mortality. What a racket. Well, I'd say that certainly qualifies as a job well done. And no earthquakes to be seen. Seems like the big guy agrees with me. Then I guess it's time to say goodbye and drop off our friend here at home. Oh man. These stains are never buffing out, are they? Wilhelm, are you alive again yet? No? Well, folks, I think...
So, that was your story. Did you enjoy it? Of course you did. After all, everybody likes to feel special. And you are very special. Just like everyone else. You have just been delivered by the Third Rock Theater of the Air. Stay tuned next for The Plunge. And remember...
The Third Rock Theater of the Air is created and distributed by Sword and Sigil Productions and made possible through listeners like you. Thank you for loudly and clearly reciting your bank account numbers inside your head. The Third Rock Theater of the Air is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike International License. Episode 5, You Are Up, was directed by Gage P. Sigil and Kieran Swart. It was written by Gage P. Sigil and produced by Kieran Swart. Our executive producer is Dan Swart. The voice of Mike is Gage P. Sigil. The voice of Mac is Beck Rosales. The voice of the narrator is Gage P. Sigil. I wonder what those implications mean. Additional voices provided by Tori Austin. The sound of the Third Rock Theater was designed and composed by Gage P. Sigil. This episode was edited by Kieran Swart. Additional thanks to R.M. Beckett and Tori Austin for recording engineering. And once again, thank you. That bank account of yours has never looked cleaner. Thank you for listening.